I do not get the fascination with Kyle Kuzma. I mean, he had a really good first 2 seasons in LA, especially for where he was drafted. But people talk about this guy a lot. Like, he gets more attention than Karl Anthony Towns these days. And I get that he's a good story, and becoming a championship role player is huge. But if like a YouTuber drops a Kyle Kuzma video or a Chris Middleton video, guess which one gets more views? Kuz. By a lot. So I haven't really done any Kuzma content because I don't get it. But then something happened that could finally justify all that attention. This video explains how Kyle Kuzma's greatness can finally get unlocked. Yo, it's Casey, this is AM Hoops. Hit subscribe and notification bells if you like the channel, it helps a lot. NBA season's only like 60 days away, but still there's a lot to talk about. And when I said I don't get the Kuzma thing, actually I kind of do. I mean, the internet has a lot of young casual basketball fans, and Kuzma is a casual fan's dream. On the Lakers, check. Young and flashy, check. Dated a Jenner, among other IG models and whatnot. Side note, I felt pretty ridiculous typing in Kyle Kuzma girlfriend into Google. But just living the LA lifestyle is not enough to get attention. You need to be decent at basketball, which he was. Kuzma was drafted with Lonzo Ball to the Lakers, and that first year, Kuz was the better player. He dropped about 17 points a game, 6 boards a night, hitting 53% of his twos and 34% of his threes. A big reason he balled out, a lack of pressure. I mean, yeah, it's the Lakers, but everybody was staring at Lonzo Ball. So, Kuzma could be in the background every night breaking expectations. And that is the exact situation he is now in with the Wizards. I mean, people act like the Lakers just gave up on Kuzma, which is fine. He has thrived being away from the spotlight before. Even when LeBron got there, Kuzma played well, so people assumed, oh, this is a future superstar until the pressure came back. LeBron called Kuzma out, saying he needed to be the 3rd best Laker, but he wasn't. Even though they won, Kuzma failed. So why would I have so much hope for Kuzma now? Because getting traded has been the secret for like every young Laker the past decade. The Lake Show knows how to draft them, no doubt. They just don't know how to develop them. And I get that, by the way. I mean, the Lakers don't have time to draft and develop young players. They have stars who like need the ball and need to win rings. When D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle were there, they had a guy named Kobe Bryant. Lonzo, Ingram, and Kuzma had LeBron James. It's not exactly a developmental environment, and it's hard to play with those kind of stars mentally too. Kobe especially did not have time to teach and be patient with the young guys. So let's look now at each of the Lakers' past draft picks who did really well after a trade. And let's start with Julius Randle, number 7 in 2014. During his rookie contract, he averaged about 14 points, 9 boards, 2.5 assists, shooting 26% from 3. Awful. In the 3 seasons since leaving the Lakers, he's up to 22 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, 36% from deep. This year he was in All-Star. Also in 2014, mid-second round, Jordan Clarkson. Really good second-round pick, by the way. I mean, the Lakers got a talent, but clearly a selfish basketball player. Maybe he matured later on after leaving LA. Maybe playing on a lottery team created bad habits. Either way, when the Jazz got him in 2019, it was a gamble. But then he became 6th man of the year and showed how lethal he could be as a team player in the postseason. His 3-point shot blossomed after leaving LA. Clarkson is a beast. Number 2, 2015, D'Angelo Russell. This was a disaster in a bunch of different ways. I mean, D'Lo scored an inefficient 14 points a night for LA, and he ratted out his own teammate for cheating. But after 1 year in Brooklyn, he was an all-star by his 4th season. The Lakers traded that guy for Brook Lopez and a pick that became Kuzma. Now, I don't think that D'Lo is a championship championship caliber player, but obviously leaving LA was key to his career. The number 2 pick in 2016, Brandon Ingram, another all-star after leaving LA. I don't blame the Lakers for this one because New Orleans demanded BI in the Anthony Davis deal. Ingram might have grown into what he is now in LA, but that trade went down and he became a max player, winning most improved at 24 points a night, 6 boards, 4 assists, and 39% from deep. Then Lonzo Ball at number 2 overall in 2017. Lonzo will never live up to being a number 2 pick, but there's no doubt his shooting and versatility skyrocketed after leaving the Lakers. Zoe worked with a shot coach named Fred Vincent in New Orleans who helped fix his mechanics. The Bulls gave him a 4-year, $85 million deal as one of their franchise players. That is a long way from a guy Laker fans called a bust after 2 bad years. Zoe is a perfect example of a player whose biggest career turning point was leaving LA. Now it is Kyle Kuzma, who should be thrilled he got traded. People were starting to talk like his first 2 years were a total fraud. He will never have even an all-star appearance. Other Lakers his age were getting better out there, like B.I., Lonzo, D'Lo, Randall, all of them. Kuzma got worse. Why? Because of his role. All those other players got traded and became focal points of their new teams, with a lot of pressure off their shoulders. Kuzma was third fiddle to LeBron and AD. I mean, if he didn't hit the few shots that he got as a wing next to LeBron, it's a wrap. Now in DC, he has Bradley Beal and Spencer Dinwiddie to look up to. Both great players, but not LeBron and AD. It must be a huge relief to be out of LeBron's shadow. I think Kuzma's confidence will come back even if he's a backup. I mean, that could be his perfect role. Jordan Clarkson turned his career around and perception around running a second unit. Kuzma's recent tweets made me feel even better about next year. One fan asked him, "What can we expect?" More than what I did the past 2 years, I can tell you that. What's your mentality? Like a pit bull with no leash. What made Kuzma promising to begin with was that he was a scorer next to a young, talented point guard in Lonzo Ball. He didn't fit on the Lakers in later years as the 3rd best player on a title team, next to a Hall of Fame wing in LeBron and a Hall of Fame big in Anthony Davis. The pressure of LA was huge, and at times, it looked like Kuz was more interested in being a celebrity NBA player than just playing basketball. After the trade, he is in a low-pressure environment in cold-ass DC with 2 elite guards to build chemistry with. On top of that, this is a young team. The oldest Wizard is 28 years old. Kuzma will immediately be their best young player. They have guys like Rui Hachimura, Denny Avila, who are learning the league. Then Kuzma comes in, being young, but having won a ring with LeBron. Taking that step back will be a huge step forward for Kuzma's confidence and his game. The Lakers, on the other hand, have totally revamped their squad. They have a bunch of new guys, but there is only one that actually matters on this team. Check it out.